And as promised, we are up north to my vintage park model trailer up at Big Lake Lake at Sherrard's Resort. So I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour of the camper. We believe it was about a 1965. We have no idea what type of camper it is or anything. And it's been up here for a long time. It's 1960 something, and as far as we can tell, it's been sitting up here at the resort since about mid-1970s. Little interesting little tidbit is I work with a girl, Jessie, who comes up here also, and she said that this used to be her grandmom. So she can remember coming up here when she was a really little girl and being in this camper. She said she's maybe 5 years old. So we were talking one day about my camper, this and that, and then put two and two together, and here this was her grandmother's camper, which is kind of neat. So it had been through a bunch of different people through the years, I guess, and it had sat abandoned for years and years, like 5 or 6 years. Somebody had came up and it was just packed full of junk and garbage and to the ceiling, and it had started to rot and fall apart and whatnot. And the owner of the resort, his name was Bob Sherrard, who's never long with us. He just passed away a couple years ago in his 90s, and he said if you pay the rent on it, you can have it. So my parents' camper was right next door, over this way. It's no longer there. And my brother Dean's camper's over this way, and my brother Donnie has one that's off that way. So they said if you want it, you can have it, pay the rent. So Mom and Dad cleaned it up for us. Originally it was my brother Donnie and my nephew Rich who all kind of went on it together so we could afford to come on up and fix it up and whatnot. And after a couple of years it became mine solo because everybody had lives and couldn't come up and did other things or whatever. So it became my sole ownership. And it is still mine. My brother Donnie got his camper a couple of years ago and he stayed here with me. It's kind of nice to have your own space too, and now he has his own little camper, my brother Dean and his wife, and me and my family. And everybody under the sun stays up here all the time. My nephew Rich comes up with his little girl, and my sons, of course, and my husband and cousin, and whoever wants to come on up, and I'll give them the key, and as long as you clean it up, leave it as is. Sorry, my glasses are fogging up a little bit. It's kind of humid outside. So they took it over, and it was a horde. They literally got a dumpster and just started hauling it out, and the floor was in bad shape, the ceiling was in bad shape, but they cleaned it up, and it is what it is. The outside has been painted, when you see this several times, and you can see all the chipped paint, and we pressure wash it once in a while because it gets kind of a moss growth on it. But we don't paint it. We're not going to paint it. It is what it is. You could never move the thing. It would fall apart. You know, it's leaning to one side. The inside, we just took cheap carpet, covered everything over the floor, tacked up cheap paneling for the ceiling, and cover up we could, and plastered what we couldn't. But we love it. You're not camping, and it's a little luxury to us. This is just a little old mom and pop campground up here, but we love it. It's only about 35 campers or so, so it's kind of peaceful and nice. And it has little bars, so you can go down there and have a little sandwich or snack or have cocktails, and they have little things going on once in a while. So let's get to the tour. So I'm going to do a little reconfiguring here for you, and so I can see what I'm doing. There she is. So I'm going to give you the full tour around the whole facility here. So as you can see, I love my front windows. The great big front windows, but see, she's an old one. She's an old lady. All the colors coming off. So we pressure wash it, and then a bunch of paint comes off and whatnot. So my little bird feeder, so I can sit on my front couch right there and watch the orioles and hummingbirds, which I love. And around the side here, there's a wood pile and more lovely windows. And there you can see the moss growing, the old pole and the electrical. And this is, I'm going to show you the whole thing. Why not? And right here is, excuse me, is the old outhouse, which we use for a storage shed now. My dad put ash in where the facility was for years and years, so it wouldn't smell, and it doesn't. It's all petrified, whoever knows what's in there. And right over here is my brother's place. He's got a little canopy over here, and right where my brother's place was the original cabin. There used to be cabins up here. And we rent a little porta potty for all of us, and we got our canoes, got a couple canoes up here, and we'll go around here. Sorry, I'm not going to be editing this, the back side. And then here is my little yard area. There used to be camper here back in the day, but it's kind of a slope area and it's a wash area, and they finally gave up letting somebody camp there because it's so bad. And here's my back. And there's some flowers. My dad was a artist, and he did a lot. That's all welded. He did welded flowers and animals and all types of things, and painted, and I'll have to show you some of his stuff. He's really good. And here's our back deck. My old little, I'll put boards on that, and then we use that for a little buffet, that little white cart there. And we got a little bricked area and a little rock here just for a little seating, because this gets all washy. I'm going to show you the whole outside. And here's our big campfire ring. And that's something. So we throw our pallets in there. And we just have old grubby chairs up here because it rains and sticks and mud and dirt fly all over the place. That's got a little cushion, which we don't have on it right now. So we're waiting to burn that fire, but we just haven't gotten to it. So on the outside of my trailer is this little built-on little lean-to shed thing that we use for kind of a catch-all room and a guest room and whatnot. It's kind of a catch-all. My old chairs, got them free alongside the road, thank you, because they're all stained, but we don't care because they get grubby anyway. And then there's my son over by my vehicle, his puppy. Trying to keep the puppy quiet. Little seating area, but just kind of give you used to be a camper there and nobody's there now. So that's what it kind of looks like outside. So it's going to be kind of dark in my camper, sorry about that. I've got as many lights on in there as I can turn on. So I will back up a little bit here. So this is the little entryway to my camper. Little vintage chair there and a great big sign I got at some bar, because I liked it because it says to the lake, and it is pointing exactly to where our lake is. So let's go inside. And you can see everything's kind of kitty-wampus leaning in here, so this is kind of like just the back room. And it's paneling, and I kind of just left that as is and painted the upper. So sorry it's so dark. Little old vintage pink nylon chair. I just love that. And my magazines. I love Reminisce. We'll have to talk about that. That's a good little magazine if you like old stuff. Like me. So this is just my little back room. It's got a little TV entertainment center, cot for extra sleeping, and then people sleep on the couch. And a little storage area. And then this is the door. Yep, I know it's bright. I just painted that. And I'll show you the outside so you can see this was the outside of the camper. And we did paint this in here, you know. I think the original camper was like silver or metal gray or something, so we just painted it to brighten it up. So let's enter. No smoking, please. So anywho, here's the front section. And what we have, and it's kind of a mismatch of stuff, is this is just a big giant double futon that's opened up, and then we put a great big twin mattress behind it. It's kind of like a hookah lounger, I think, you know, so people can just sit there and stretch out and get 3 or 4 and a couple dogs on there, and everybody relaxes. And then I love because it's got windows all the way around, and this is where I sit and watch my birds and my bird feeders, and just love that. And another big window, so it's as light as can be. It's like I said, we're in a shaded area, and it still has some of the original lights and stuff in it. Some of them work, some of them do not. So then we have extension cords. And another little piece of my dad's artwork. We can kind of see that. And of course we have the kitschy signs and the little Billy Bass things and whatnot all the way around. And it still has some of the original birchwood cupboards. Not many of it, but and some of the paneling. And some of it's wainscoting that we put up and over and stuff over the years. Catch-all place. And this is kind of going into my little dining area. There's my vintage curtains that I just bought. And that window is the window that looks out into that porch area. So there's no privacy if somebody is sleeping back there. And then my table, and we don't really even use the table except for a catch-all because everybody kind of either eats on their lap or we're eating outside. And my non-vintage TV because sometimes it's rainy and we need TV. Just a little area, and then this is our bar area. My dad's nickname was Kelly, so this is Kelly's Pub. We found that. We just thought that was such a hoot. So this is just our little bar area. I'm going to show you the works with all of our little stuff. And we have signs and whatnot, and yes, this in my vintage radio, and I got a vintage so I do have some vintage stuff. And right below that's a little storage thing, but that's an old record player holder. So you put your record player on top of that right here. You know, we use it for storage. And then here's where you kept your records. It has little divided areas. We just keep it for storage. And my vintage glassware. I like to have nice glassware worn up here. We do plastic too, but I like to have the nice stuff. So, and now this is my kitchen. So this has some of the original birch paneling in it. I thought back in the day it must have been a beautiful camper. I have no idea what the kitchen area originally looked like because this is a kitchen area that we put together. So down below there, you'll see right there, that is our freezer. And then my brother Jerry rigged something out of another camper and our stove oven pizza oven area is up there. And here's our kitchen, and like I said, none of this is original to the camper. Just the cupboards, I just painted those and put my new little handles on them here a week or so ago. So this is my little kitchen area, and I got my little vintage percolator pot for the stove, one I plug in, and then there's my hot water for my tea, and my little vintage toaster one of the girls from work, excuse my coffee, gave me, which I do use. We do not keep anything plugged in up here if we are not using it. That was my mom and dad's old jarware for storage and stuff. And look at a lovely view out my kitchen window of the outhouses. Nice. And, you know, just that and the other thing up here on the wall, all my stuff I need for cooking and utensils. It's all easy accessible. More paper towels than anybody needs because we go through them up here like you wouldn't believe. Minor inconvenience of a microwave, thank you. And I do have a full sink. You know, so that's kind of nice too. It's not just like a little sink area. And this is that board where you put the pegs in and it can hang stuff on. I just love that. I can just hang everything up there and know where it is. And in my, I'm going to show you what's in my closets, if I can get them open for you. So this is where we keep, kind of creaky, we keep all our garbage, and all the fishing rods are kept in here. So a little hanging area where you keep other things that you need, and the other side just has vacuum cleaners and jackets and whatnot. And then this is our little shelving area. When you're not up here, you keep everything closed up in containers because of critters. You don't want any invitations of things that come in here, so you keep it all closed up. And my glassware, and I have my vintage Melmac and wine glasses and all my coffee cups, and here a little refrigerator area with more stuff. Keep all that. So now we're going to the back bedroom. So right here I have a little table, just a little Formica vintage table, and that's my place where I keep my luggage. So this is my vintage luggage that I have. I've talked about. I don't know if you've ever seen. That was my mom's, and that one I just picked up because it matched. And below that I keep my little kennel for my puppy dog, because she likes to be, she's a kennel bug. She likes in there for the security, I suppose. And just a little hook. We hang up towels and whatever, little shelving on that. And electrical down at this end that does not work. So now I'm going to take you, there's the back door that's over the back deck, as I showed you. And then here's the back of the bathroom door, and I found this cute little Kleenex holder that thing so you can hang that up, and a little vintage Vargas thing that I printed off. And here is my Pepto-Bismol pink bathroom, just as I told you it was. So that is a pink bathroom for sure. So then, you know, on this side, sorry, it's going to be kind of, can't get back, the toilet, of course, a little area, and then it's got an old vintage medicine cabinet above it. And then the shower area, oh Lord, isn't that pink? Little vintage towels, and I don't use those are just kind of for show. I have other towels that I use. And some non-vintage things, my little hamper, and this tub is ancient. And look, it's got little old swans that have been in there for who knows how long. And then remember I had told you that one video that I had jerry-rigged it. I had to put a curtain back in the back corner because this back corner right here is separating, so there's a big gap between the kitchen's on the other side. So there's my little shower head. And I only have hot water in here. And then on this side is another little mirror. I don't know if you're seeing that or not. I hope so. And then the little old sink there, which I need to get the rust stain out. It takes a year, and then I haven't done it this year yet. Gets that rust buildup. And then on this side, I hope I can swing around and show you. I've got my light in here because there's no electricity working in here. There's the decorative light on the ceiling, but it doesn't work. So that, and just another little old Avon print that I found. And my little vintage towels I have in here. So that is my restroom area. So now we're going to go in the back. And now this is the very back of the camper. And this is my bedroom area. And I do not 100% vintage up here because I like to watch a little TV before I go to bed, and I need a fan on. Not only for the air circulation, but I need a fan on because I like to have the noise to sleep. So, but this does have the original, and I'm sorry it's very dark in here. And I should turn a light on back here. I forgot to do that for you. So it has the original birch cabinetry back here. So that's all storage up there. And then it has a nice little closet back here. So this was kind of a luxury room back in the day. And I keep some of my little vintage clothes back in there. And sleeping bags and whatnot. And then it has this really nice vanity. And the drawers are really nice inside, so I keep all my little odds and ends of stuff and whatnot that I need here. And then it has drawers on both sides. And you can put a little stool in there if you wanted to, but there's not like a lot of room between the bed and stuff, so I just sit on my bed. And then, hear that? That is a woodpecker. I thought I'd let you listen to that. So anywho, my little vintage hobnail lamp, and we just put this brand new birch bark paneling here because this wall was, I'm not kidding, bowed out like woo all the way out. So we had to replace that. I haven't stained it because there's a special honey glaze stain that would match this that I want to get for that, but I haven't found it yet. It's called honey something high gloss. So, and my little double bed, I just got a double bed a couple years ago. Before that, I was sleeping on that futon back here, and my back couldn't take it. So my husband, the dear heart, bought me this lovely little bed. So that's my little chenille bedspread that I got, and that's kind of the whole tour of my camper. So we'll just walk on the way out. So this is my husband's room. And if Christy comes over, I don't make her stay up in the front with the boys. So we'll go walk through. That was the back. And then we'll walk through the whole front. So it's kind of a long camper. It's got lots of space in it. But I love it. I love this camper. And then the back room. And then we'll be exiting through the front porch area. And that was my vintage camper. I hope you liked it. Thanks for coming up. I finally got it done. You finally got to see it. So as you can see, she's old, but we love her. Keep her clean and might not look really nice, but everybody's comfortable and dry, and got an inside biffy, which is really nice. And you got a little shower. We only have hot water up here because we didn't run the extra piping to have cold, so it's hot only, but that's okay. It's not set so hot that you burn yourself, and it's just enough so you can take a quick little shower so you can freshen up, which is nice. Because sometimes you like to get a little hot and humid up here, or you're fishing and you smell like fish. So thanks for coming on my tour and coming up to the lake and the resort. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you appreciate her for what she is. And we'll come up to the lake again, and I'll show you around next time the whole park, so you can kind of get a feel of the whole community and what it's like up here. But it's very quiet and nobody here right now. And I like to have you come up when there's activity and people around, because it gives you a whole sense of what it's all about up here. So till next time, until the next little tour at Sherrard's Resort with everybody up, probably 4th of July weekend. Thanks for coming along.